Welcome everyone to SocksOutRacing. We cover Race 3 of the neoTrans Am Series at Mid-Ohio SportsCar Course, which took place on October 4th, 2015. Now this was an interesting race weekend as the Saturday weather and Sunday weather created a drastic change in track conditions. Although it was only 78 degrees and clear skies on Saturday, which had a very slick track surface, race day's temperature didn't change a whole lot. It was only 80 degrees, but the skies were overcast, which created a very sticky track. So drivers were scrambling during warm-up to get their tunes adjusted for this high grip situation. Strength of field for the race was 22.68, with our top qualifier again being James Crawford with a 1:24.843. So as we get things started, it's going to be a little bit different start for this week. One thing that's always been done with Trans Am in regards to this course is they do not start coming across the start and finish line for the initial start of the race, but rather start heading on their way to turn 3, going down the long straight between 2 and 4. So as the pace car pulls off, notice that none of the cars go open throttle, but everybody just stays in formation and waits until we get to the long straight. Now one thing we noticed in practice is not everybody was quite able to get their cars sorted, so a lot of the guys are dealing with, not having that perfect setup that they might have been accustomed to being able to get in previous weeks due to just the dramatic change in track temperature that we mentioned earlier. But as we get things started, to keep things fair for all the drivers up front, we had the drivers in the rear state that once they were clear to do a countdown to go green. So as we head down the back straight, we're all clear and we go green. So despite having the longer straight, it's going to make turn 4, which would be the first actual corner of the race, very tricky running too wide. But everybody gets through with minimal fuss. A couple of cars get sideways, a few guys start looking, but the big thing here, like last week, is get into line, find your spot, and then worry about making the positions. There's 100 kilometers of racing ahead. No sense burning up the tires in the first couple laps. So as we start getting towards the end of lap 1, you see everybody starting to get in the single file and looking for their pace. It's going to be very important because a stickier track is going to be even harder on the tires than a slick track where just the tires aren't gripping. Overall, the race has been quiet, but lap 13, the battle for first is still taking place. Third and fourth are pretty well spread out, no real challenges there, and then there's a battle that's going on for fifth, so it ended up keeping that way. But we got a newcomer as Christian Chandler chases down the leader. Remember that battle in fifth we were talking about? Well, let's go look at it. We've got Craig Williams in the 360 car from Team Bushfink Racing leading the pack at this time, with Justin Davis really pushing hard to keep close. Following him is Sam Harris in the 20 car from Black Adder Racing. These cars will continue to battle it out lap after lap, and it's the longest battle we've had so far. And Harris just went on the blink. He'll reappear here shortly. And there he is going sideways into 4. Thankfully didn't go off track, but it looks like Daniel Thompson's there to try to close up the gap behind him. Lap 17, we were talking about that tire wear and getting the car set up, and the 24 car just wasn't able to get the car quite dialed in for the track for today and started to have major tire wear issues and just couldn't keep up with the 922 car any longer. So those two will continue to spread out, solidifying those positions. Further back in the field, you already tell the battle's still going on between the 360 and the 20 car and the 82. As this group continues to battle out for 5th, and as we get up to lap 23, you see the dynamics are still there as far as position goes, but they're still looking, they're still fighting for position. But as the race progresses, the pace has dropped, and you probably noticed that compared to lap 14, they're going a lot slower through this section than they were early in the race, and that's because of that tire wear. You want to push hard, you want the guy to make a mistake, but you don't want to push so hard that you become your own detriment. The last lap was when everybody was giving it their all. We've got Spontig now, who is climbed up and is now sitting in 7th. Sorry, I didn't count that. And Williams has fallen back to 8th due to some mistakes dealing with tire wear. So it looks like Davis now is able to make a pass going into 4, but Harris is not going to let him keep it. He's going to try for the inside, gets it. And trouble for Davis is he just can't get the car to turn. Gets into Harris, spins wide. Spontic and Williams are trying to get it. Oh, and teammates get into each other. Then gets Williams, and Thompson gets caught up into it. That's going to hit him to the incident maximum and DQ him from the race. So now it's a sprint down to the finish, and Williams is able to get his car back in order and get moving, taking home 5th place. Wow, that was just a crazy finish. Real nail biter there. Spontig's able to take 6th, and it looks like Davis will take 7th. But our race winner is James Crawford. Congratulations to him on his 2nd consecutive win, and a good job for Christian Chandler taking home 2nd place. And 3rd place was Clifton Cockrell, who takes home his 2nd SOR podium of the season. So congratulations to all of our top finishers, and congratulations to James Crawford, who again takes home the race maximum of 40 points. So as we look towards our championship points, we are now halfway through the series, so we're going to factor in the first drop race into points to give everyone a good representation on where they're sitting at overall. So Crawford now sits first with Cockrell behind him with 72 points, and then Justin Krudoff sitting in 3rd with 70. With points as close as they are, it leaves for a lot of battling to be taking place at race 4, which took place at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. So we'll have that recap coming up either this weekend or early next week. So until next time, keep it between the lines.